Did you know that the universe is preparing something extraordinary for Aquarians in 2025? What if I told you that there are very clear signs, real proof that shows that abundance and wealth are knocking on your door right now? That's right, my dear Aquarian, and I'm not talking about coincidences. I'm talking about powerful cosmic movements, planetary energies aligning in a way that hasn't happened in years, maybe decades. And all of this is pointing to you, child of Aquarius, as one of the great beneficiaries of this very special year. Look, I know you might be going through financial difficulties right now. Maybe bills are piling up, maybe that dream project hasn't taken off yet, or maybe you're wondering when your time to prosper will finally come. I completely understand that feeling. But I need you to stop for a moment and pay close attention to what I'm about to reveal in this video. Because what's happening in the heavens, in the stars, on the planets, all of that is working in your favor. And if you don't know how to harness these energies, if you don't understand the signs the universe is sending you, you might end up missing the greatest opportunity for financial transformation in your life. In this video, I'm going to show you 11 concrete proofs, 11 pieces of evidence that make it crystal clear that Aquarius wealth will manifest in 2025. These aren't just vague predictions or empty promises. They are real signs, proven astrological movements, energetic patterns that have been repeating for centuries and are now aligning perfectly for you. And more than that, I'm going to teach you how you can connect with these energies, how you can open the paths for this abundance to flow freely into your life. So stay with me until the end, because each piece of evidence I'm going to reveal is a fundamental piece of this prosperity puzzle that is being assembled in your life right now. Test 1. The awakening of the ruling planet and its cycles of fortune. Let's start by talking about something very important that many people don't quite understand. Aquarius is ruled by a very special, very unique planet that brings revolutions, abrupt changes, and also unexpected opportunities for growth. This planet governs innovation, technology, the future, everything that is ahead of its time. And in 2025, this ruling planet is entering an extremely favorable cycle for material and financial matters. This is not something common, my friend. This happens from time to time, and when it does, it marks entire periods of transformation in the lives of Aquarians. You need to understand that when your ruling planet is well positioned, it's as if you have an extra cosmic boost. It's as if the universe is pushing you forward, opening doors that were previously closed, bringing the right people at the right time, making your brilliant ideas finally recognized and valued. And that's exactly what's happening now. This cycle that recently began will intensify throughout the year, bringing successive waves of financial opportunities. Think about it, Aquarius has this natural characteristic of being visionary, of seeing beyond the obvious, of having ideas that seem crazy to others but are actually brilliant. But many times you've had these ideas and haven't found the right moment to put them into practice, or haven't found the right people who understand your potential. But now, with this movement from your ruling planet, all that is changing. Circumstances are aligning so that you will finally be seen, heard, and above all, rewarded for your unique talent. And look, I'm not just talking about making money in the traditional way. For Aquarius, wealth in 2025 can come in completely unexpected ways. It could be through the internet, innovative projects, inventions, work with technology, international connections, groups and communities that value your different way of thinking. Your ruling planet is precisely favoring all these unconventional areas where you naturally excel. So if you were expecting wealth to arrive in a common and predictable way, prepare to be surprised. Another very important detail is that this cycle of your ruling planet is also bringing mental clarity. You know when you have 1,000 ideas at the same time and don't know which one to follow? Well, now you will begin to have more discernment about which paths truly lead to prosperity. You will be able to separate what is merely a distraction from what is truly valuable. This clarity is fundamental because Aquarius sometimes gets too scattered, wants to embrace the whole world, and ends up not achieving anything. But in 2025, with this energy of your ruling planet well directed, you will know exactly where to place your attention and effort to reap the best financial rewards. Test 2. The House of Fortune receiving transforming energies. Now let's talk about something that will get you even more excited. In your 2025 astrological chart, the house that represents financial gains, material resources, and everything you value is receiving very special visits from powerful planets. This house is like a department of your life, and when beneficial planets pass through it, it's as if they are depositing gifts, opening safes, releasing treasures that have been kept for a long time. There's a particularly generous planet that will be transiting this area of your life for several months in 2025. This planet is known as the Great Benefactor, the one that expands everything it touches, bringing optimism, growth, and especially good fortune. When it passes through your house of resources, historically it always marks periods when Aquarians manage to considerably increase their earnings. It's as if doors of opportunity open one after another, and you finally get that raise you've been hoping for, that new, better-paying job, that big client who will transform your business. But there's more. There's another planet also transiting through areas related to your money, and this is the planet of profound transformation. It doesn't bring easy or quick wealth, but it brings true, lasting wealth, the kind that comes from a real change in your relationship with money. This planet will make you face any fear, any blockage, any old pattern that prevented you from prospering. And when you do this inner work, when you truly transform your mindset about abundance, the universe responds by bringing real prosperity. So you're receiving a very rare and very powerful combination. On one hand, you have expansion, luck, opportunities arising almost magically. On the other hand, you have profound transformation, the healing of your financial blocks, the change of patterns that you may not even know you have. When these two forces work together in your life, the result can only be one: real and sustainable wealth. It's not the kind of money that comes and goes quickly. It's the kind of money that stays, that grows, that multiplies because you finally learn to deal with it in a mature and conscious way. And you know what's even more interesting? This configuration suggests that wealth can come through partnerships, teamwork, and collaborative projects. Aquarius is naturally good at working with groups, leading teams, and uniting people around a common cause. And in 2025, these skills will be key to prosperity. Perhaps you'll form a profitable partnership, join an investment group, or create a network of contacts that will boost your business. The important thing is to understand that you don't have to do everything alone. In fact, wealth will flow more easily when you work as a team. Test 3. Eclipses illuminating your financial path. Now pay close attention because this test here is incredibly powerful. In 2025, we will have eclipses occurring in areas very important to the sign of Aquarius, and some of them will directly affect issues related to money, work, and material stability. Eclipses are moments of great transformative power. They are like portals that open in the universe, bringing rapid and significant changes. When an eclipse happens in areas related to your finances, it's as if the universe is saying it's time to close old cycles and open new cycles of abundance. There's a specific eclipse happening this year that will completely illuminate your ability to earn money through your work, your skills, and your unique talents. This eclipse is like a giant spotlight shining on you, making important people finally realize your value. It could be your boss, a potential employer, potential clients, or investors. The important thing is that you'll step out of the shadows and start receiving the financial recognition you've deserved for so long. Another eclipse will occur in an area related to your shared resources, inheritances, joint investments, and even money coming from other people. This could mean several things. Perhaps you'll receive an unexpected inheritance. Perhaps you'll secure a significant loan for your business. Perhaps you'll enter into a very lucrative partnership. Or perhaps you'll finally resolve a legal issue that was blocking your resources. Eclipses bring about upheavals, and in this case, the upheaval is entirely in your favor. The most important thing about eclipses is that they work in pairs on opposite axes. So while one eclipse is activating one area of your life, the opposite eclipse is activating the complementary area. And in 2025, this axis that is being activated creates a perfect bridge between your daily work, your routine, your services, and your greater ambitions, your career in the broadest sense, your public recognition. It's as if the universe is saying that the more you dedicate yourself to your daily life, the more you hone your skills, the more you will be rewarded with greater opportunities for growth and prosperity. Now, one very important thing about eclipses is that they ask you to let go of the old to receive the new. So if you're clinging to a job that no longer values you, if you're insisting on financial strategies that don't work, if you're afraid to take a risk on something new, eclipses will give you that necessary push. Sometimes change is scary at first, but then you look back and are grateful because it was exactly what you needed to reach a new level of abundance. Trust the process, trust the cosmic cycles, because they are truly working to take you to a much better place financially. If you're enjoying these revelations about the wealth coming to Aquarius in 2025, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any content. And hey, comment below where you're watching from. I love knowing that I have Aquarians from all over the world following these messages. And if these words are truly touching your heart, if you feel these energies are manifesting in your life, consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Your support helps me continue bringing you this life-changing content. Let's keep going. There are many more incredible revelations ahead. Test 4. The return of the cycles of Jupiter and Saturn in harmony. This test is for those who really understand a bit more about astrology, but I'll explain it in a very simple way so everyone can understand. There are two very important planets that have long cycles and profoundly influence issues of growth and structure in our lives. One of them is the planet of expansion, luck, and abundance. The other is the planet of discipline, solid construction, and lasting achievements. And in 2025, these two planets are forming a very harmonious aspect with each other, which is extremely rare and extremely powerful. When the planet of expansion and the planet of structure work together in harmony, something magical happens. You can unite dreams with reality, you can transform ideas into concrete projects, you can expand but in a sustainable way. It's not that disordered growth that later leads to a collapse, no, it's solid, well-planned growth that will truly take you far. For Aquarius, this is especially important because you tend to be very idealistic, wanting to fly very high without sometimes having your feet on the ground. But in 2025, with this harmony between these two planets, you will be able to perfectly balance your futuristic visions with practical actions. You will be able to dream big while simultaneously building the necessary steps to get there. And this is especially true for financial matters. Perhaps you have a brilliant business idea, and instead of just dreaming about it, you will be able to structure a real plan, seek the necessary resources, form the right partnerships, and actually get this project off the ground in a professional and profitable way. Furthermore, this planetary configuration greatly favors long-term investments. If you are thinking about saving money, setting up a retirement plan, buying a property, or investing in something that will give you a return in a few years, 2025 is the perfect year for it. Because you have both the vision for the future that allows you to choose good investments, and the necessary discipline to maintain those investments even when the temptation to spend on other things arises. Another very interesting thing is that this harmonious aspect between these planets also brings recognition and respect in your professional field. People will start to see you as someone reliable, someone who not only has ideas but also knows how to execute them. And when you achieve this reputation, financial opportunities begin to appear naturally, because people want to work with those who deliver results, who are serious, who are committed. And in 2025, you will be exuding all these qualities, which will attract very interesting and very well-paid proposals. And there's another layer to this story. These two planets also govern matters of justice, merit, and reaping what you have sown. So if you've been dedicating yourself for some time, if you've been doing your work with excellence even without much recognition, 2025 is the year you will finally reap the rewards of all that effort. It's as if the universe is saying that your time has come, that you have proven your worth, and now it's time to receive the material reward that is just for all you have worked for. Test 5. The digital and technological revolution in your favor. Aquarius is the sign most connected to technology, innovation, the internet, and everything that is of the future. And 2025 is proving to be a year in which all these areas are exploding in terms of financial opportunities. The digital world is growing at an absurd speed. New ways of making money are emerging every day. And you, as an Aquarian, are naturally prepared to ride this wave and profit greatly from it. Think about it. While other signs sometimes struggle with technology, get confused by internet innovations, and are afraid to take risks with new things, you already have this in your astrological DNA. You intuitively understand how things work in the digital world, you're not afraid to experiment with new platforms, and you can spot trends before others. And in 2025, these natural abilities of yours will translate into real money in your pocket. Perhaps you'll start working with social media, creating content, building a strong personal brand that attracts followers and clients. Perhaps you'll enter the world of digital products, selling courses, online consulting, virtual services that can reach people all over the world. Perhaps you'll invest in cryptocurrencies, emerging technologies, innovative startups. Or perhaps you'll simply use the internet to expand an existing business, reaching new markets, new audiences, new possibilities that were previously impossible. The important thing is to understand that wealth in 2025 is closely linked to the virtual world, the world of information, the world of global connections. And Aquarius dominates all of that. You don't need to have a physical business. You don't need a street-level store. You don't need to follow old business models. In fact, the more you embrace new ways of working, the more you use technology to your advantage, the more money you will be able to make. And you know what's even more incredible? Many of these digital opportunities allow you to work from anywhere, at any time, with a freedom that other types of work don't offer. And that perfectly matches the Aquarian nature, which values independence, doesn't like being controlled, and needs space to create in its own way. So you're not just making money, you're making money in a way that completely respects who you are. Another fundamental thing is that the digital world also greatly favors networking and collaborative work, which is another strong characteristic of Aquarius. You can form partnerships with people from anywhere, you can combine complementary talents, you can create joint projects that none of you could do alone. And when you multiply talents like that, when you join forces with other visionary people like yourself, the potential for gain is exponential. It's not just about adding more, it's about multiplying possibilities. Test 6. Activating your humanitarian leadership potential. Aquarius isn't a sign that seeks wealth just for the sake of it. You want your money to have a greater purpose, for your work to make a difference in the world, for your financial achievements to be aligned with your values of social justice and collective progress. And in 2025, the universe is activating precisely this area of your life where you lead important causes, where you inspire others, where you use your resources to create positive change. There's a very strong energy in 2025 that favors Aquarians who work with social causes, community projects, and initiatives that benefit larger groups of people. If you have a project that combines profit with social impact, this is the perfect year for it to take off. People are increasingly seeking brands, professionals, and companies that not only sell products or services, but that truly make a difference, that have a greater mission, that contribute to a better world. And Aquarius excels precisely at this. You can see the needs of society, you can identify problems that need solutions, you can create innovative projects that meet these needs in ways that no one had thought of before. In 2025, these skills of yours will be extremely valued and well paid. Companies, organizations, governments, investors, everyone is looking for people with this humanitarian vision combined with the ability to execute. So if you were wondering how to make money doing what you love, working with what you believe in, helping people and still prospering financially, the answer is here. In 2025, you don't have to choose between being successful and being a good person, between making money and making a difference in the world. You can have both. In fact, you will have both because the universe is conspiring to make your meaningful work also financially rewarding. And there's more. When you work with purpose, when you truly believe in what you're doing, you work better, create better, and attract better opportunities. Because people sense your authenticity, they feel your true passion, and they want to connect with it. So you're not just selling a product or service, you're selling a worldview, you're inviting people to be part of something bigger. And that creates loyalty, a connection that goes far beyond a simple commercial transaction. Another important thing. Humanitarian leadership also means that you will attract a network of supporters, collaborators, and people who believe in the same cause as you. And this network will be fundamental to your prosperity in 2025. Because when you have truly engaged people working alongside you, when you have a community that supports your mission, things happen much faster and much easier. Doors open, resources appear, opportunities arise, all because you are not alone. You have a collective force driving your projects forward. Test 7. Healing family patterns about money. This test here is profound and may affect you, but it's necessary. Many Aquarians carry old family patterns about money that completely block their ability to prosper. Perhaps you grew up hearing that money is dirty, that rich people are dishonest, that having a lot is being greedy. Or perhaps you saw your parents always struggling financially, always worried, always saying it's impossible, that it's difficult, that there's no way out. And even without realizing it, you absorb these beliefs, these fears, these limitations as if they were your own. But in 2025, the universe is creating perfect conditions for you to heal these old patterns once and for all. There are very strong planetary energies touching the foundation of your life, your roots, your family history, everything you inherited emotionally from your ancestors. And when these energies activate this area, you have the opportunity to finally understand where your financial blocks come from, and more importantly, to free yourself from them completely. Perhaps you'll begin to realize that the voice in your head telling you that you don't deserve to earn more, that you have to settle for less, that ambition is a bad thing, isn't your real voice. It's the voice of a family member who lived in another era, who had different experiences, who formed different conclusions about money. But you don't have to carry that burden. You can honor your history, you can be grateful for everything your ancestors did for you, and at the same time choose to create a new relationship with abundance, a healthier, more prosperous relationship, more aligned with who you truly are. This healing process isn't easy. Sometimes it stirs up deep emotions, brings up old memories, and forces you to confront fears that have been hidden for years. But it's a liberating process, because when you finally get rid of these burdens, when you clear these old programs that no longer serve you, you open up space for richness to flow naturally into your life. It's like removing giant stones that were blocking a river, and suddenly the water begins to flow freely and abundantly. And look how interesting, Aquarius is a sign that naturally questions traditions, that doesn't accept things just because they've always been that way, that likes to break patterns and create new ways of living. So you already have this rebellious tendency, this desire to do things differently. In 2025, use this characteristic of yours to rebel against limiting financial patterns as well. Decide that you will be the ancestor who changed your family's history, who broke the cycle of financial hardship, who paved the way for future generations to have a healthier and more prosperous relationship with money. This healing can also come through therapy, energy work, deep meditation, and honest conversations with family members about money issues. Don't be afraid to seek help in this process. In fact, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness, because you are showing that you take your prosperity seriously, that you are willing to do the inner work necessary to truly transform your financial life from the inside out. Test 8. The power of friendships and strategic connections. Aquarius is known as the sign of friendship, social networks, groups, and meaningful human connections. And in 2025, these connections will be one of your greatest sources of financial opportunities. Because wealth doesn't just come from your individual effort. It often comes through doors that other people open for you, referrals from friends, and strategic partnerships that arise from casual conversations. The universe is strongly activating your area of friendships and connections in 2025, which means you will meet very important people for your journey to prosperity. It could be someone who will offer you an incredible job opportunity, someone who will become your partner in a lucrative business, someone who will introduce you to even more influential people, or someone who will simply believe in you and support you at a crucial moment. But here's an important secret. These powerful connections won't appear if you stay closed off in your own little world. Aquarius sometimes has this tendency to be very independent, to think they need to do everything alone, to isolate themselves when they should be connecting. In 2025, you need to do the opposite. You need to go out more, participate in events in your field, join groups and communities related to your interests, and be present on social media in an active and authentic way. And when I say strategic connections, I'm not talking about fake networking, that forced thing where you only talk to someone because it might bring you some benefit. Aquarius hates falsehood, and people can sense when you're not genuine. I'm talking about true connections, about connecting with people who truly have an affinity with you, who share your values, your dreams, your worldview. Because it's these authentic friendships that naturally transform into opportunities for mutual growth. Another very important thing is that you also need to be willing to help others without expecting anything in return. Aquarius has this natural gift of being supportive, of wanting to see everyone prospering together. And when you use your talents, your knowledge, your connections to help other people grow, the universe registers it. And at the right time, when you need it most, these people will reciprocate in ways you can't even imagine. It's the law of cosmic reciprocity working in your favor. And there's more. Especially in 2025, your friendships could transform into something much bigger. Perhaps you and a group of friends will decide to start a business together. Perhaps you'll create a cooperative. Perhaps you'll form a network of professionals who support each other. Perhaps you'll launch a collaborative project that benefits everyone involved. Aquarius shines in this type of collective endeavor, where everyone contributes their unique talents and all prosper together. Test 9. Mastering communication and selling ideas. One thing many people don't realize about Aquarius is that you have a natural gift for communication, especially when talking about something you believe in, about innovative ideas, about visions of the future. And in 2025, This gift of communication will be a powerful tool for generating wealth. Because in today's world, those who know how to communicate well, who know how to sell their ideas, who know how to inspire others, have enormous power to attract opportunities and money. The universe is greatly activating your capacity for expression in 2025. You will feel more eloquent, more confident speaking in public, more skilled at writing, recording videos, and sharing your thoughts in ways that truly impact people. And this can translate into money in various ways. Perhaps you will start giving paid lectures and workshops. Perhaps you will write a book or launch an online course. Perhaps you will become a consultant sharing your expertise. Perhaps you will simply use these skills to better sell your products or services. The important thing is for you to understand that your ideas have value, that your unique knowledge is worth money, that people are willing to pay to learn from you, to be inspired by you, to have access to your special way of seeing the world. Many Aquarians completely underestimate the value they have to offer. They think it's just common knowledge, that everyone knows what they know. But that's not true. Your perspective is unique, your way of connecting different ideas is unique, your ability to simplify complex concepts is unique. And in 2025, you will begin to be recognized as an authority in your field. People will start seeking you out, asking for your opinion, wanting to know what you think about certain subjects, valuing your unique perspective. And authority generates credibility, credibility generates trust, and trust generates sales. When people trust you, when they see you as a reference, they naturally want to work with you, buy from you, invest in you. Another fundamental thing is that Aquarius has this ability to speak to many people at the same time, to create messages that resonate with large groups. And with the digital platforms we have today, you can reach thousands, even millions of people with your ideas. So imagine the financial potential of that. You are no longer limited to serving one person at a time, to working by the hour. You can create content, products, and services that reach multitudes, that generate passive income, that continue working for you even while you sleep. And it doesn't have to be complicated at all. Sometimes it's just about starting to share more of what you know, what you think, what you believe. It can be through texts on social media, short videos, podcasts, any format you feel comfortable with. The important thing is to start using your voice, to occupy your space, to stop being invisible and start shining. Because in 2025, your authentic communication is the channel through which abundance will flow abundantly into your life. Test 10. The total renewal of values and priorities. Sometimes for wealth to arrive, you need to completely change what you value, what you prioritize, how you perceive the very concept of abundance. And in 2025, Aquarius is undergoing a profound renewal in relation to all of this. The universe is inviting you to rethink what truly matters to you, what you consider valuable, where you want to invest your energy and time. You might discover that you were chasing a type of success that doesn't actually make you happy. Perhaps you were trying to make money in a way that doesn't align with your values, that leaves you exhausted, that doesn't resonate with your soul. And in 2025, this dissonance will become so obvious that you won't be able to ignore it anymore. You'll need to make courageous choices, perhaps change direction completely, perhaps leave behind opportunities that seem good on paper, but that your heart knows aren't right. And look, this might seem scary at first, because sometimes what we know, even if it's not ideal, seems safer than the unknown. But trust this renewal process, because when you finally align your financial life with your true values, with what really matters to you, abundance flows in a much more natural and satisfying way. You're not just making money, you're gaining peace, you're gaining fulfillment, you're gaining the feeling that you're on the right path. This renewal of values can also mean that you will begin to give more importance to things you previously neglected. Perhaps you will discover that quality of life is worth more than quantity of money. Perhaps you will realize that having free time is more valuable than having a huge bank account but living stressed. Perhaps you will understand that doing work with purpose is more important than just chasing the next zero in your salary. And when you make these mindset changes, ironically, money starts to come more abundantly because you are operating from a place of integrity and authenticity. Another important transformation has to do with how you value yourself. Many Aquarians have difficulty charging what they are truly worth, asking for a raise, or negotiating better conditions because deep down, they feel they don't deserve it or are afraid of being seen as greedy. But in 2025, you will also renew this perception of your own worth. You will understand that recognizing and asking for what you deserve is not arrogance. It's self-love. It's you respecting your work, your time, your expertise. And when you truly begin to value yourself, others also begin to value you more. It's as if you're giving the world permission to treat you better, pay you better, recognize you better. Because it all starts with how you see yourself. If you see yourself as someone valuable, as someone who has a lot to offer, as someone who deserves abundance, the universe mirrors that belief back to you in the form of real opportunities and tangible money. Test 11. The perfect alignment between intuition and practical action. And we've arrived at the final test, and it perfectly concludes everything we've discussed so far. In 2025, you will experience a rare and powerful alignment between your sharp intuition and your ability to take practical and effective actions. Because Aquarius sometimes gets too caught up in the world of ideas, too much in the mental plane, and forgets to descend to concrete reality, or else acts impulsively without listening to that inner voice that is trying to guide you. But this year is bringing the perfect balance between these two extremes. Your intuition will be at an extremely high level in 2025. You will begin to have very clear insights into which paths to follow financially, which opportunities are real and which are just distractions, when it's time to act and when it's time to wait. You will begin to feel firsthand when something is right or wrong for you, even if on the surface it seems to make sense. And when you learn to trust this intuition, when you let go of the need to rationalize everything and simply listen to your inner wisdom, you align yourself with the natural flow of abundance. But intuition alone is not enough. You also need the courage and discipline to act on what your intuition shows you. And that's exactly what's happening in 2025. You're also receiving an extra dose of energy to execute, to materialize, to transform visions into reality. It's no longer the story of having 1,000 ideas and not realizing any of them. Now you will have the focus, the determination, the persistence necessary to take your projects to the end. Imagine how powerful it is when you combine these two forces. On one hand, your intuition showing you the right path, protecting you from pitfalls, guiding you to the best opportunities. On the other hand, your ability to act giving you the tools to seize these opportunities to build something solid, to transform potential into concrete results. When these two aspects work together, you become unstoppable. Because you're not just dreaming of wealth, you're creating wealth consciously and intentionally. This alignment also makes you much more efficient. You stop wasting energy on things that lead nowhere. You stop following advice from people who don't understand your journey. You stop doubting yourself and start fully trusting your unique process. And the more you trust yourself, the more you honor your intuition and act accordingly, the faster you manifest the results you want, especially in financial terms. And you know what's the most incredible thing of all? When you operate in this state of perfect alignment, life becomes easier, more fluid, more enjoyable. You're no longer forcing things, no longer fighting against the current, no longer striving so hard for everything. Things start to happen almost magically, synchronicities appear. The right people show up at the right time. Opportunities present themselves naturally. It's as if you finally entered your right rhythm, your natural frequency of abundance. So, my dear Aquarian, I have just shown you 11 very concrete proofs that wealth is manifesting in your life in 2025. These are not empty promises, not just hopes, but real evidence based on powerful cosmic movements that are happening right now. From the awakening of your ruling planet to the perfect alignment between intuition and action, everything is conspiring in your favor. But now comes the most important part. You need to do your part. You need to be open to receiving all these blessings. You need to let go of old patterns that limit you, heal blockages that prevent you from thriving, and have the courage to follow new paths even when they seem uncertain. The universe is bringing opportunities, but you need the audacity to seize them, the wisdom to recognize them, and the persistence to work for them. So my challenge for you today is this. Take some time today, even if it's just 15 minutes, sit in a quiet place and reflect on everything you've heard here. Ask yourself, where in my life am I still blocking abundance? What do I need to change, let go of, or transform so that wealth flows more freely? What practical steps can I start taking this week to align myself with all these energies that are available to me? And after you've done this reflection, come back here in the comments and tell me which of these 11 proofs resonated most with you. Tell me what you're feeling right now. Tell me what changes you're willing to make to fully embrace this wave of prosperity that's coming. Because when you declare your intentions publicly like this, when you share your journey, you're further energizing your manifestations. And look, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now and activate that bell because I'm always bringing content like this that really makes a difference, that helps you understand the energies that are available and use them to your advantage. And if these words touched your heart, if you felt that this was made especially for you, consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Your support allows me to continue creating these life-changing materials. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. Thousands of Aquarians around the world are going through the same transformations as you, facing the same challenges, and receiving the same blessings. You are part of a special cosmic tribe of people who came here to make a difference, to break old patterns, to create a new world where prosperity and purpose go hand in hand. And 2025 is the year in which you will finally shine with all your intensity, in which your unique light will illuminate not only your life, but also the lives of everyone around you. So go for it, Aquarius. Embrace this energy of abundance with open arms. Believe in your infinite potential. Trust that you deserve the best. And above all, act because the universe is already doing its part. Now it's your turn to meet the universe along the way. The wealth you've always dreamed of is closer than you imagine. In fact, it has already begun to manifest. You just need to open your eyes to see and your heart to receive. May this be a year of incredible achievements for you. Until the next video.